family for loafing dog. You know, when I get the hankering for a hot dog, I go to Cleveland, Texas. Just a couple blocks off the square, they got loafing dog. They got the Neely dog, the Mary Sunshine dog, the Casey dog, and the Shirley dog. Why, they even got the Pacer dog, the Brooklyn dog, and the Jim dog. Can't forget the Shane dog, or the Joy dog, and the Monty dog. I like that fool. The Nakia dog and the Braxton dog round things off. Why, they even got a kids menu too.
Loafing Dog, 208 East Chambers Street, Cleveland, Texas. Lunch, catering, or takeout, plus outdoor seating. Phone number is 817-556-1040.
This is Wilford Brimley. And don't forget, Loafing Dog won't give you diabetes.
If you are trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581.
Hey, there's something you forgot to do. It sure is hot. Are you sweating like a dog? Wait, what? Dogs don't sweat. Oh no, you forgot to get your window tinted. Whether it's the kitchen window that sits in the sun for the hottest part of the day, or you just got new wheels, call Sharp Window Tinting in Burleson. 817-615-9379, or look them up on the web, sharpwindowtint.com.
At Romika Designs, we're more than just a laser engraving and specialty design company. Much more. I'm Ron Phillips, co-owner of Romika Designs, and if you can dream it, we can probably make it. We can custom laser cut and engrave on nearly all material. Great for one-of-a-kind gifts, home decor, business and specialty items, or personalized and logo designs created just for you or your company. Allow us to become your go-to gift and specialty project partner. Romika Designs can help make your ideas a reality. We're ready to help you design and create that special gift for any occasion or engrave your personal or business logo on just about any product. View our designs at romikadesigns.com or simply email us with your ideas. We specialize in custom design and we'd be honored to have the opportunity to discuss it with you. Call us at 817-400-4040, email info@romikadesigns.com, or visit us on the web at romikadesigns.com.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
Good evening and welcome to No Judgment here. I am your host, Tish Ross. Well, I want you guys to know that this is the first show of the month, obviously. Monday night evening show for No Judgment Here. And I wanted to do shows that really did reflect God's work, God's love, maybe to give people hope. We're starting the holiday season. Thanksgiving is coming. Christmas is coming. And to be honest, I wasn't going to have a show this evening. One of the people that was going to be able to come on was not able to come on. And it just goes to show you that no matter what situation that you're in, if you trust, you believe, you have faith in God, he always provides. And boom, I'm not kidding. This show came together, I think yesterday during the early afternoon when Kevin Isaacs said, "Hey, we're a go." So this was meant to be. It is a great way to kick off the month. I have special gifts here, or special guests here from the Gifts of Hope Ministry. And you guys are going to hear some of the amazing work that they have done over the past 4 years, how they got together, a family that they have adopted, that they are going to help, and how we can help, you and I. And there is no expectation in terms of what you can give. There are different opportunities to give that they're going to explain to you. The biggest thing and the biggest way that we can all give is through prayer and trust, and just to pray for these families, pray for this ministry. And if you are able to help in one way or another, they are here, and they're going to share with us how we can do that. So I'm going to turn the mic over to Kevin Isaacs, who sort of started this little, well, not little, sort of started this ministry, and then we'll move to Katy and kind of see how you guys all connected, and then also Faith. These three people came in and made this happen. So Kevin, I'm going to start with you.
All right.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us on the show. Well, kind of all started about 4 or 5 years ago. I decided, I just felt it in my heart. God was kind of telling me, hey, I've got something I need for you to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of like, yeah, and then I was like, the more I kept getting this calling, I was like, okay, so I posted online one day. I just said, you know what? I want to adopt a family. I want to start doing this every year and just kind of start helping families out that need our help. And so I posted this, and people started kind of just like, hey, we want to help. Hey, we want to help, and it just kind of went further and further. And then Katy, she kind of jumped on with me, and I ended up adopting a family of, what was it? I think 6.
Mm-hmm.
6. And Katy said, hey, I would like to help. So I said, okay. And then we just kind of connected together. God kind of brought us two together. We had the same vision, but we didn't know at the same time we had the same vision at the same time. So we just kind of got brought together by, God. And he said, hey, you two are going to work together. So then we just kind of took off, and it was,
post those Facebook messages, people.
Yeah.
Your friends might want to get involved in what you're doing.
Exactly.
I love that. And I love that, when God tells you to do something, it's very hard to say no. Like you can just say, okay, yeah, or whatnot. And he kept telling you, I want you to adopt a family.
Yeah.
And then you posted that, and then you and Katy were serving at a local church here in Burleson, Texas, Pathway Church in Burleson.
Right.
And you guys got connected, and then Faith comes into the picture. Faith, how did you join this ministry?
Well, I had the same burden they did, just on my own. So 2 years in a row, I just found somebody that is usually a single mom that really needed some help over Christmas, and I had intimate knowledge with that, understanding, and knew exactly what they needed and exactly how to help them. And so I posted on Facebook and made everybody I knew help me.
Yeah.
And, my small group and just people that I knew from everywhere, pickleball or whatever. And just did it all. And then I think Kevin saw me doing it, and he's like, you guys, we should do this together.
Yeah. Well, what was weird is because the first family that we had so much, we had so many donations. I mean, we had extra, and Faith had adopted family. She was like, I just don't know if I'm going to have it, be able to do it. And luckily, we had enough to cover what Faith needed.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of like, okay, we're fixing to join all together. And that's kind of when it happened. We just
He's like, next year. I'm like,
Well,
yep, it's a date.
And Faith really helped us out that first year
Yeah.
because so Kevin posted on Facebook, I responded, and then we happened to be serving together at the same time, literally that morning. I think I said, hey, I want to be a part of this. In 2 hours we were having a conversation. And
Yeah.
and then we got these kids, and I was like, I don't know what children today want. And so I'm talking to my friend Faith, and she's like, I have a group of girls that I serve with at Pathway. They're in Crew. She was like, I bet they would love to shop for you guys.
And Crew is, for those that are listening, don't know what that is. What is that?
It's the youth group on Wednesday nights up at the church. So
Yeah.
it's just all teenagers,
Mhm.
and there's hundreds of them.
Yeah.
And they love to shop.
And they showed up so big. It was so cool. So they come back with their bags and bags, which is why we collect money and gift cards and checks and cash early, because we like to involve the youth at the church. We like for them to do the shopping. One, because you do not want me to buy your outfits. I don't know what you like anymore. I don't even know what I like anymore.
They just tell me which store to drive to.
Exactly. And but they were so proud. Like, they come in with their bags, and they're talking about the reasons why they think these kids would like these things. Like, they were just so thoughtful about the things that they selected, and they were very frugal with their budgets. I mean,
And I love that because it's
Yeah.
it started with Kevin and a post,
Mhm.
and then Katy joined, and then Faith joined, and then it's a bigger picture. The
Yeah.
snowball keeps going, and
Yeah.
then the Crew joined, and so
Yeah.
everyone is able to serve God, no matter what age.
Well, and Kevin started outside of our church community. We happen to all go to the same church, but
Yeah.
his is driven by his company, the people that he works
Mhm.
with. They just are very generous.
Mm.
And we came whenever we got it all together, it's really is, Katy always says it, it's the community.
Mhm.
We have we have title companies that donate, and we have real estate offices that let us wrap there, and we
Mhm.
have it's the whole community. We have
Mhm.
restaurants that donate gift cards so
Mhm.
these people can go out to eat that never get to go out to eat. It's a community effort. It's not, we just happen to go to the same
Families
church.
are
Right.
making it their Christmas tradition, which is super cool for me, because growing up, that was kind of my family's Christmas tradition.
Mhm.
In the moment, I thought, oh my goodness, my parents are, teaching me how to think about others. And in that moment they were. But they were also teaching me how to love on other people and be blessed by blessing others, and just seeing that it's great to receive, but it is really, really good to give,
And I love that. And I wasn't going to share this, but now I am, because I think, the Holy Spirit works and reminds you, makes you think of things. And I think the
Mhm.
reason why I want to share this is for families that are embarrassed or prideful
Mhm.
or whatever
Just
it may
shame or-
be,
Mhm.
shamed,
Yeah.
whatnot.
Mhm.
Don't be, because something that you said, Katy, was that people that want to give, that God
Mhm.
is using his army, they want to give. It's such a
Yes.
blessing to give. And I can remember, and so please listen, if you're a family that is struggling, there may be ways, and we'll talk about limitations
Yep.
or whatnot in a bit, but I want to say this, that growing up, and my brother's listening now too, but we grew up one Christmas. We were so used to having just these amazing Christmases with tons of Christmas presents and all that. And there was one Christmas, on Christmas Eve, my dad said, hey, I don't want you guys to be surprised or anything. There's not going to be, we can't afford Christmas this year. We're not going to have any Christmas presents this year. We were little. We were really little. And we thought he was joking. And so we wake up the next day, we're all running to the Christmas tree, and there were no gifts there. But as an adult thinking about that, I really can't remember. I think as a kid, I guess I was sad or thought this has got to be a joke or whatnot.
Yeah.
But it's a great lesson. As a kid, I don't know that I learned anything at the time. I think I was a kid thinking, wow, we didn't get Christmas presents this year.
It could be hard in that moment.
Yeah, as a kid, but as
emotional.
an adult,
Mhm.
what a great lesson.
Mhm.
and so I share that so that those of you that are listening, reach out, because there is, like you said,
Mhm.
this is a community that wants to help others, that
Right.
wants to provide for children. But this family too, and I'll let you guys share about the family here in a bit, but this family too is including or allowing the children to know that this is happening, which is not a normal thing.
Right.
But they are allowing the kids to be involved or to be aware of where their Christmas presents are coming from, so that they will know that God is in control. God is in the midst, that God uses people. And so it's a teaching, such a great opportunity for families and for children, if they're old enough and if that's their preference.
Yeah, we don't always do it that way. I mean, so this year is different. And so normally, if you are a family in need and you are wanting to work with our organization, we usually have a process where somebody, submits saying, I believe this family, I believe this family could be blessed by your organization. And they tell us a little bit about them, and then we try to engage with the family and see if we're a good fit. Not everybody is always in that space of being ready to receive, because you have to put a lot of personal things out there. And sometimes we get people that, like in the same family, that like they're not on the same page on whether or not they can receive at the same time. So that's been interesting. But normally the way we do it is the public would not learn anything about you or your family. We're not going to post pictures of your family. We're not going to tell your family's name. Normally you would get something like, boy, 5 years old, wants a dump truck, or, girl, 8 years old, she wants, headphones or something like that. You wouldn't normally get any information about the family, other than we do feel like it's important to explain that people fall on hard times. And so we might share a little bit about that with the family's permission. But for the most part, it's very anonymous. So this year and this share is going to be very different because the family has given us permission to talk about their journey. And so we'll get to that. But I just wanted to encourage the listeners that it doesn't have to be this way. We can work with you anonymously, and
it can be as private or as public as they want to share, whatever they want to share.
Yes.
And so how do families, if I want to talk about limitations, because what I'm getting ready to say may start people thinking, hey, I know a family that probably needs help, but how would a family be adopted? And then what are I hate to use the word limitations because it's just not the word I want to use. Yes, capacity. Yes, thank you. That's a better word, Faith. How does a family become adopted?
Right. So we've actually received families through the Gifts of Hope Facebook page. If you go to Gifts of Hope Burleson on Facebook, you'll see a big red circle and it says Gifts of Hope in it. That's our page. We'll post the link later. But you can message us and you can recommend a family there. Or we've actually received from Pathway before, where they've come to us and said, hey, we have a family that is in need of being, loved on this holiday season. Here's their info. And I think the interesting thing is that you say, what's our capacity? What's our limitation? We never really know.
I don't know. Ask us tomorrow.
I mean, so we always start out picking one family, but we have never served just one family. So our first year, I'll let Kevin tell about it. Our first year, we actually serviced three families.
Three families. We actually did 3 families. Oh, gosh. Yeah, we had a family of 6, and then we had a family of
4,
and then
we picked up her
Faith's
family.
family,
and I think they were 3, right?
3. So that tells you how many people we were trying to serve, and it's amazing because I mean, just and at this point, I'm stressing.
I was getting ready to ask you, is that something that you freak out about?
I'm the one that stresses, and they are the one who puts me in check and says, hey, trusting God, it's going to all work out. And sure enough, it all works out.
Yeah.
And I'm learning to do that. This year I told them, promise I will stay calm this year. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, no.
So were we.
Yeah. So, but it And we're not going to turn anybody down if we
can help.
if we can help. We're going to try everything we can to. But we have such an amazing community. I mean, when they see what we're doing, I mean, they just jump right in. I mean, head first, and they're on the go. I mean, I've got people that have helped us, you know, every year that we've done this, and they're big, and they're some of our biggest donators, and I'm so thankful that, you know, they say yes every year. So
it's God's money, right? And he's a God of multiples. Like he can multiply whatever he has, and that's what's happened every year. We started out that first year, and that family, oh man, they went through so much. They had their home had caught on fire. Dad had lost his job because he injured his back. Mom was just trying to do everything all at once. And one of our first donors said, hey, this family was in need of having their HVAC fixed. And we had a contractor who donated his time, his labor. He was like, I'll do everything you need. He went out and did the assessment, told us how much it was going to cost, said, I'll donate my labor. And, you know, the first person who gave us their $1,000 donation, they said, hey, we will commit this money no matter what. Well, since the guy ended up donating his labor, it was only $600. And so we didn't know that until the very end. And so we had $400 left at the end of it to give Faith's family.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so we didn't know that.
Right.
And we felt very comfortable doing that, splitting the money, splitting the gifts, because one, so some of the kids were all around the same ages, and it was like we'd get multiples of the same gift.
Yeah.
Like somebody
14 footballs.
Yeah. And it was there, you know what?
Yep.
So we did 3 families, but that year we also took extra toys. I'm so glad you said we took extra toys and put them in the drive for Casa.
Yeah, drive for Casa.
Yeah. So I'm not kidding. Like we would get
like
3
fishes and
football.
loaves.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. It's amazing.
I was like, Katy, what are we going to do with all this extra stuff? And she was like, let's
give it to Casa.
donate to Casa.
Wow.
So when you use the word limitations, we don't really think in those terms because we've seen it so many times over and over and over.
Yeah.
What will be is what God is going to provide, and it'll just work out.
Yep.
That's amazing. Now tell me a little bit about this family, since they have given you some permissions to share.
Yes. So this is the Moffat family, Mick, Julie, Ava Grace, and Brody. And I actually met them 10 years ago at our kids went to the and they have a nanny that lives with them too. Her name is Macy.
She's a family member.
Niece, yes.
That moved in to help.
They actually call her Nanny Mae.
Nanny Mae. And anyway, I met their family 10 years ago. My kindergartner at the time was in class with Brody, who's now 14. So yeah, we're getting old. And anyway, Mick was a firefighter. He was actually rescued from a house fire when he was a boy. His mom perished in the fire, and he promised he was going to be a firefighter and save people because the firemen saved him that day. And he just, when he grew up, that's what he was going to do. And he did. And then he helped to start Training Division, which is in Crowley, that trains firefighters from all over the world. And that's where he works. Anyway, so Mick has been sick for a while. He was sick for about a year. And then they figured out in June that he had a tumor that needed to be removed. They didn't really know a lot about it. He had it removed in June. It ended up being, of this year, this past summer. It ended up being a 17-pound tumor, and they had to take his kidney also. So over 20 pounds he had removed at that surgery.
Yeah.
Wow.
And at the time, you know, they checked it and everything, and they found out in July that he had stage 4 adrenal gland cancer, which is a very rare form of cancer. They don't really know a lot about it. They didn't really know how it was going to react. They didn't know what was going to, you know, the kidney made it more complicated. So that was a really rough, you know, just recovery, and then kind of a shock to them. They thought they were good. You know, they thought they were on the road to recovery, and then they get this diagnosis. So they spent the rest of the summer, August and September, going down to Houston, MD Anderson, and
Being road warriors.
Getting his
Yep.
chemo treatments and his doctor's appointments and all the things for, I think, a few months.
Mhm.
And that treatment was really rough on them, but they have this whole time trusted in God. They have this whole time been provided for. They could tell you story after story after story about how God has provided for them, how he's given them wisdom and direction, and how they know they're on the right path that God wants them on for healing. Julie was able to share finally at the end of July. They have a Facebook page called Mix Miracle, and she shares the journey on there. They're pretty public with their story now at this point, when she kind of wrapped her mind around it. And so now he's kind of on his second stage of treatment now, doing immunotherapy, doing I believe an oral chemo. And actually 3 weeks ago, he was back in the hospital. He had an infection around concerning his surgery, and that's actually pushed our we like to meet with the family in their home before we launch kind of for the season, and it kind of pushed us back a little bit. So we were a little bit later, but we just believe that everything is in God's timing. And anyway, we finally got to meet with them last week on Wednesday. Kevin and I did, and just super sweet, super humble and grateful and hopeful, and they just really believe that Mick has turned a corner. He believes that God is going to heal him. They did get some good news at his hospital stay that his tumors were shrinking.
Wow.
And he's in a he's in a good place mentally. He still has rough days, but he's just this past week been able to go back to work to where he can actually function, going back to work a little bit part-time. Julie actually just told me today that she needs to find work. She was a nurse before she homeschooled her kids. And then she's kind of been out of it too long for that, but she worked at training division. She can do, sales or customer service, office kind of stuff like that. So if anybody knows somebody, she wants to go back part-time for now, and then eventually go into full-time whenever Mick can handle it. But, as long as she can get to his treatments. Anyway, so that's a little bit about them. So they have Brody, who is 14 years old. He just finished his football season, and he's starting basketball. Basketball is his love, and he's really excited about that. And Ava is 11 years old. She's in 6th grade, and like they said, Nanny Mae lives with them. Nanny Mae is their niece, and she's actually going to college in the area, and so she moved in with them. She takes care of the kids and takes them to school and all that, so that Julie could take care of Mick. So there's 5 of them in that happy little house.
That's awesome.
And 727. Do they have wish lists, or do they share with you things that they're hoping to get, or?
Right. So one of the reasons we like to meet with families in their home, and I'm going to go ahead and share this because I want anyone who engages with us going forward, I just want you to understand why. It is hard to ask for things. It's hard to feel like we deserve things. And so we've never gone into a family's home and them being like, last year they needed some windows repaired. There was a window broken to one of the children's bedrooms. And so, we had a contractor who signed up to fix that, and it was amazing. They needed another family last year, because we did 2 families last year. We did 3 families the year before. Another family last year, they needed some cabinet work done. Just little things that people just don't think about. Whenever we tell people about what we're going to do, they always think we're just going to take care of the kids. But we really just want to bless the whole family. And we don't want to limit that. I mean, so the first year we did a huge cleanup on the property of the house that caught fire. It became really unmanageable, and some of the things needed to just go to the dump, but there were things from the fire that had been sprayed with flame retardant that couldn't go to that dump. They had to go to a certain place. And so it's just little things like that. But we do like to meet in your home because we want to make sure that you're telling us everything you need. And that may sound a little invasive, but
that one of the families last year the kid needed a bed.
Yeah.
And we ended up getting 2 beds donated.
We did, because they were
So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. you just never know until you go. And so that's one of the things that we like to do so that we can kind of put eyes on and say, hey, is this something we could help you with? Because I think that people limit it to they might get some socks, some shoes, some pants, a couple shirts, and maybe a toy or a want of some kind and move on. But I mean, it really is by family. You know, the first year they needed everything. Their house had caught fire. So we did pantry staples. We did toiletries.
soap,
We did, laundry
Yeah.
detergent, diapers. They had a baby in diapers. I mean, you name it. And that was for 6 people across the board, you know?
Wow. I mean, that's so huge. Okay, so here's this ministry who we're going to take a commercial break and we're going to be right back. We have so much more to talk about. You guys, come on back, and I see your comments and I'm going to read them when we come back, okay? Come on back.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
Out of deck carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
Hey, there's something you forgot to do. It sure is hot. Are you sweating like a dog? Wait, what? Dogs don't sweat. Oh no, you forgot to get your window tinted. Whether it's the kitchen window that sits in the sun for the hottest part of the day, or you just got new wheels, call Sharp Window Tinting in Burleson. 817-615-9379, or look them up on the web, sharpwindowtint.com.
The voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
We are back to the second half of the show. Joco Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 24/7 on the TuneIn Radio Network. TuneInJoco.com is the place to find all the ways to listen and watch. And the station app is also available for free. It's on Android and Apple devices. Simply search your store. Check out our lineup and more at JocoCommunityRadio.com. This episode and more brought to you by Patriot Claims, making your insurance work for you. Reach out to your Texas sales rep at 844-TEXHAIL. That's 844-839-4245. Don't forget to dress your arms and more at thetiffy.com. So we are back, and I was just saying that really can't remember what I was saying. I was talking about that it is amazing how now I remember. Thank you, Jesus. I'm old. That you guys, I love how you speak it out, that you say that you don't put limitations, that you really don't have a what did you say? There was limitations or capacity. Because as you're speaking, I can so see how God's hand is blessing these families, because I too was thinking in the beginning that when you guys were going to come on and talk about the Gifts of Hope ministry, that it really was simply just to provide children Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
But God is so much bigger than our really small minds, right? And what we think that we can do. He is replacing windows. He is putting in ACs. He is replenishing food and household items and all the things. And I get chills thinking about it because, you know, in this world that we are in, there has been so much unfortunate events, COVID and losses of jobs, losses of income, and a lot of things that a lot of evil running around through the world, but God is victorious, and you guys are proof that he is. I mean, he works through you guys. He works through this community who has joined you guys. And so I'm so excited to see how you guys continue to bless others. And obviously it wasn't just the one family, then it's been another family and then another family, and God blesses them in a big and mighty way. So I want to read the comments that some of you guys have left. Most of it is just saying hello. Hello, John Wiggs. How are you? Mike Ross, Tristan, glad you're here as well. And if you guys have any questions and you want to leave those in the comments, please leave them there and I can ask this team and or ways that you want to help. We're getting ready to go over some of that as well. So one of the things that I wanted to ask is, you guys have your Facebook page and you said there's a link. It's called Sign Up Genius. Tell us what that is about, what that is, and then when people will be able to access that on your Facebook page.
Right. So we are a little behind right now just because of, the events that happened with the family and Mick having to go back into the hospital a few weeks ago. So we got lists yesterday and they're mostly done. We still need to go back and get a few more things before we publish. But Sign Up Genius is a website. And it's really cool, especially if you want to bless somebody, like say, I don't know, you had a friend who had a baby and you want to set up a meal train or a family that's going through some sort of health issue. You can say, hey, I'm going to sign up for dinner. I'm going to sign up for lunch. But the cool thing is we're using Sign Up Genius to tell you the things that these families need. So whether it be, and this year's list is pretty neat. I'd like for Faith to kind of talk a little bit about the list because it's been really awesome the way it's come together. But yes, we will post on our Gifts of Hope Burleson Facebook page. And then the link will be live. And there are also 2 events on our Facebook page. Event number 1 is when all monetary donations are due so that we can go shopping for the families on your behalf. And by we, I mean, hopefully the amazing children or teens of Crew. Sorry, guys. And also just so we can kind of start distributing things out. We do try to keep it very even amongst the family members. A little more weight on the kids, but even amongst the family members. So you want to talk about some of the things that we're asking for this year?
Yes. So Brody loves basketball. He would love Mavericks basketball tickets to go see a game. He would like training sessions at a place in Mansfield where he practices for basketball because that's what he's focused on right now.
It's called Field House.
Some clothing items. I know one thing Julie said is Toby Mac tickets. They have a family tradition of going to the Toby Mac concert every year. It happens to fall on Ava's and Mick's birthday every year.
So
and
cool.
So this year it's on February 10th because it's my daughter's birthday. So somebody could purchase those tickets for a family of 4 for that. And, Ava wants a glitter cup and a phone case. And I know that Nanny May would like, Target gift cards and some headphones and things like that. So lots of fun stuff.
Well, and so what kind of, so is it just monetary donations or?
So it's up to you. So you can buy the items and that they're asking for. So for example, Ava has a sweatshirt she wants. It's a Full House sweatshirt. So if you wanted to click on the Sign Up Genius link, I've actually put the link in there for you. It's not a clickable link. I'm sorry, guys. I'll talk to Sign Up Genius about that. But there's not much I can do about it. But you can copy it, paste it into your browser, and it'll take you to the item she wants. And we give you her size. And then you can bring it up here, anytime. So all drop-offs are at Pathway. You can start dropping things off tomorrow. You just take it into the connection point. And you do that during regular Pathway hours. But
and Pathway's address is 325 Northwest Renfro Street in Burleson, Texas.
In Burleson, and we
76028.
service families all over the county. But we've serviced Godly, Joshua. This family
Grandview.
happens to live in Burleson. But yeah, we do the surrounding areas too, and our donors are from all over.
And so when they drop them up, do the gifts need to be
unwrapped?
Okay, unwrapped.
Unwrapped, yeah. So that way we can just it has happened before. We were just talking about it where we got 3 of something. And so if it's wrapped, we don't know what we got. So we want to make sure that we're making use of every gift we get. If we get multiples, we just assume that that's a God thing and he wants us to do something with it. So your gift will go somewhere to someone in need.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then as far as Sign Up Genius goes, it also tells you where and when. And then, of course, there are the Facebook event dates that you can check. So monetary donations by December 15th. And then the final drop-off is December 18th. We're going to do that from 3 to 5. And then from 3 to 7, no later than 8, we'll be wrapping those gifts. So if you feel like you can't, go out and buy a gift or do monetary support, your time and your gift wrapping skills would be so appreciated because it takes hours.
Yes.
It's so much fun, but it does take a long time.
And is that on Sign Up Genius as well to gift wrap?
No, but you know what? That's a great idea. I think the only reason I haven't done that is because I would have to limit it. Because I think I can only have up to 20 people.
Gotcha. Okay. So if somebody wanted to maybe say, hey, I want to gift wrap, they can post that on that Facebook page.
Yeah, message us or post it on our page and let us know that you're wanting to come and wrap with us. It's so much fun.
And I'll be putting all of these links in the comments as soon as the show is over.
That first year we wrapped.
And Kevin's like, we need help.
Wow.
It was like 4.5 hours.
I love wrapping. I actually wrapped for work. At work, I literally wrap all of November and half of December. I wrap and wrap and wrap. And so I have my own personal stuff usually done by then, but I love wrapping.
It is fun.
Did we about the Sign Up Genius? We can put that on Facebook too, not just our page, right? Facebook, because I know I think I shared it last year, and that's how we got a lot of the community involved. People that didn't even normally donate did donate. So we'll try to have that on just regular Facebook page.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's kind of like just taking a tag off of an angel tree or something.
Yeah,
yep, I got this one.
So there's a comment here. It says, this most definitely is going to be a year of folks in need. We love to give to those in need. We tend to pick from an angel tree, but we love to bless spontaneously and random when shopping ourselves.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah.
And so we want to talk about I had asked you guys a question in case someone's thinking about this. So you guys, what about meals, or do you guys provide meals? What if somebody could somebody go to your Facebook page and say, hey, we want to provide a Christmas meal?
Absolutely. So that has actually happened. That happened last year.
Yeah, it happened last year.
We had people donate turkeys and hams. And I mean, we really don't. It's so funny. We don't put a limit on this. If you want to gift it, we will find a way to use it.
Yeah, what happens is people are over here doing their Christmas and they hear about us. And so it turns on a light bulb. And then when they're doing something, they're like, oh my goodness, 2 extra hams. Guess where I can send them?
Yeah.
That's kind of how it happens. And so we just kind of go with the flow.
I love that. And so I want to ask you guys a question. I want to know how this has personally impacted you when you make those deliveries, when you are maybe out shopping, when you are maybe meeting with the family. on the 18th in the evening when you were making those deliveries. I can hardly talk about it.
Yeah.
How has that, I want to go around the room. How has that impacted each one of you personally, spiritually? How has that changed you? Kevin, I'm going to start with you.
Well, when you see it, it's I don't know. It's just hard to explain. It's just, it gives you, God, it shows you that God really does work in ways that a lot of people don't think it works. And then when you actually see it and you're a part of it, you're like, this is amazing. God just shows up when you least expect it. And then when we deliver those presents and their eyes are lit up, that's a godly feeling, that's like, that's like angels delivering,
I can imagine
something
it's
that,
very overwhelming.
It is. It's very overwhelming, and you have to kind of hold your composure too, because you want to,
it's a happy moment.
Yeah, it's a happy moment, and I don't want to deliver presents all soaking wet from my tears, but
but it happens.
But it happens. I mean, it happens. I mean, like the first year that we did that big family, the father, he just pride. He would not let us help him. He just, and Katy, of course, she finally had to sit him down and say, "Hey, it's okay," And when we delivered, it was just me and him. And
well, I told him that I told him, I said, this is not about you and what you get. I said, and in a way it will be, but also, like, how am I supposed to serve someone if everyone in the world is saying they don't need help? How am I supposed to go out and be the body of Christ and give and participate in the needs of this world if we're all too proud to receive? And I was like, so in this moment, you are serving me by giving me the opportunity to be obedient, by giving me the opportunity to be intentional in my walk with Christ. Like, you think that I'm giving to you, but you are giving to me. Please give this to me.
Yes, I love that. That is such a beautiful way.
We always think we're serving them, but they're letting us serve. They're letting us serve them,
which is a huge blessing.
Which is a huge blessing.
Right?
But at the end, whenever it was just me and him, he just, you see the humbleness and the pride just pour out of him, and it's like God comes over him and says, "Hey, just let go." And it was just, just me and him kind of just embracing each other. And I'm like,
wow,
it's okay to ask people for help. It's okay to just, we're all human.
Absolutely.
And God will take care of us, and God will provide it in any way possible that he can.
He will. What a beautiful moment. And that's a huge blessing to be able to be in that moment and to feel God's presence and to see God work through him to release the pride,
and that's
let it go.
That's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, because I love to help people and serve people, because one day hopefully I'll have my ticket and go to heaven. But we've got to be the hands and feet of Jesus, because it's
what we're called
to do.
When
we sat and talked with the Moffitt family, and what did they say?
Yeah.
We're usually the ones giving. We usually sign up. We want to give. We want to do. And I just told them, this is not the season that you're in.
Right.
This is where
it's been bare bones for them.
Yeah, they
are bare bones. They're down to, some of our signups are something to go out to eat, somewhere to take the kids, just we want to go up to main event with the kids, and we want to not have to say no to them all the time.
Yeah.
And they're working at the food bank twice a week. They still are giving and serving of whatever time that they have. And so for me, it's the highlight of my Christmas. I just love it. That 2 years ago, when I was kind of on my own, I guess, I prayed and I asked God, and I was like, I don't have any money, God, because I paid my bills this month, but I have, single mom with 3 girls. And I wanted to give, I wanted to bless somebody in a big, huge miraculous way, like the birth story, miraculous, big. And I had these big dreams, and I was just like, God, show me how I can do this. And he did. He brought me just the right person, and he brought me all the just the right connections and donations, and just exactly what this person needed at that time. I mean, it was life changing for them.
I can imagine.
And that translates. The power of the Christmas story is revealed whenever you see it all come together, and you just sit back and you're like, we told them last week, we're like, people would look at us and they're like, oh my word, you guys are such amazing people for doing this. And we're like, it's not us.
Yeah, it's not us.
It's beyond, it's so obvious that it's beyond anything that a human could do.
It's amazing. And that's one of the comments that says it is not for recognition by no means. It most certainly is a blessing from our God, allowing us to bless others. And the feeling of the Lord moving within our heart is priceless. Another lady, Jesus Girl, aka Julie, says, I was always raised it's better to give than to receive. I live to give. Let me know how to sign up.
Oh,
All
wow.
right, thank
Awesome.
you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Julie.
I'm all excited. I might be joining y'all's team. This is fun.
Let's do it.
It is fun.
I will put it in the comments for sure. As soon as the show is over, I most definitely will put it in the comments. And but if you want to go ahead and look, no, she can't sign up yet. When does the Sign Up Genius go live?
We have a few extra things that we're getting from the family. It will definitely be by the end of the week.
Okay, so by the end of the week, Jesus Girl, you're going to go on to Facebook and you're going to look for Gifts of Hope Facebook page. Is that right? And then you can comment there how you would like to help.
And we'll post the Sign Up Genius link, and you can peruse and say, I want to do this specific thing, or you can say, I want to give money. I want to give. There's signups for grocery cards. There's signups for gas cards. There's signups for restaurants, because let's be real, mamas, we don't want to cook every night, but that's what they've been doing because it's been bare bones.
Oh, and Nick has an Instapot on his wish list.
Yeah.
I love it.
I saw that and I was like, oh, okay.
He was speaking to my heart there.
He doesn't want to grill this winter. He's like, let me be inside.
And so how has this impacted you, Katy? How has this changed you?
This started in me a long time ago. Just God making me aware of, not just my situation, but other people's situations. I think that's what my parents were doing when they were intentionally starting this. And so for me, it really came together whenever I realized that this is about the gift Jesus gave. And that's what we're doing here, right? Like Faith mentioned, like the Christmas story is alive in this. Jesus is alive in this. And so when we intentionally started coming together, we were like, what are we doing? And so Matthew 12:21, you're going to see that on the Gifts of Hope page and our cover photo, but it says, in his name, the nations will put their hope. And we just, I think it was so amazing that this happened right before COVID and everything, because we've really been standing on that hope, and I know that there are a lot of families that are out there in that need. And for me, it's a family tradition too. My daughter's going with us to serve these families, and we're talking about the gift of Jesus, that he gave us this amazing gift and we could never repay it, but we can help and we can give gifts to others. She's 4, so, we're not too deep yet. But then again, she always amazes me. It's always powerful watching her play with the kids and they're always instantly best friends. I love this about children. Like when we leave a house, she's like, oh, that's my new best friend, so-and-so. And I'm like, it's just so amazing. So I think for me, it's just about keeping that Christmas story relevant and realizing that it is still alive in this world today, and that we do have some sway in sharing it, proudly, loudly.
Absolutely. And one of our listeners says, I will be sharing this through all available platforms as well. So that's awesome. And what if somebody wanted to become a part of this ministry? I mean, aside from giving of their offerings and donations, if there's somebody local that wanted to come on board and help you guys,
reach out to us. Send us a message on our Facebook page. We would love to hear from you. It's a really fun team. It's a really cool way to serve, and it's an amazing thing to watch your community come together and love on people in such a powerful way. And then also for God to direct that money, to direct those material things, that we really have no control over, because we never really know what's going to come in.
Wow.
And Kevin,
No wonder, Kevin, you're he's over there shaking his head like,
He's
oh,
stressing.
Yeah, the more people we get, the less stressed I get. No, it's okay. But yeah, that's another reason why I wanted to start this, is because, long after we're gone, this needs to continue. I want it to continue and pass it on to somebody
it's not
else.
ours. It's God's.
Yeah, it's
and so our children are welcome to join in.
Yeah,
and
the
serve.
more the merrier. I mean, this is what it's all about.
These kids wrapped presents last year.
They shopped and wrapped
they
presents.
shopped. They wrapped presents. It was amazing.
Wow.
I mean, we could go from 3 to 20 to a whole community. That's what we're doing, is just God is guiding us, and we're just following His lead.
So we have this process down now where we have large boxes, and we gift everything to the family by person in a box, because usually we do not. When I say we keep it anonymous and your kids don't know, we wrap all the kids' stuff and we put it all in a box with their name on it, and the parents got to put the tags on.
Yeah.
And so this year we'll actually get to do tags, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But so we actually have extra labor this year of doing those tags and sorting those boxes and making everything gets to where it needs to be, because it is a lot to organize and it comes together really quick. So if you would like to join the team, we would love to have you. We have 2 dates on our calendar, on our events page, that are things that are happening,
deadlines.
That we could use extra hands. But if you want to be behind the scenes and hang out with us and walk through a year with us, give me a call. Let's do this.
That is so awesome. And so let's recap before we go, recap the deadlines, the location, in terms of dropping off, whether it's monetary or, okay, someone just said, how do I contact them on Facebook?
You can send us a message.
You can. We all have Messenger on Facebook, so you can message us.
You can go to the Gifts of Hope Facebook page and message them there.
It's the Gifts of Hope Burleson one. It's a red circle. There's a few Gifts of Hope pages on Facebook, but you'll know it'll be.
It'll be bright red. It'll be a red dot.
Okay,
and we'll link
because
it
they actually do have
on the right one.
When we talked to the family, they actually thought that we were Gifts of Hope helping cancer patients.
Yeah, there's actually
and there's one that's actually
Julie, Jesus Girl, Julie says, I'm not local but willing to donate.
Thank you.
And so Julie, you will go to Facebook. I'll also put that link in the comments after the show. But it's the Gifts of Hope of Burleson, Texas.
Yep.
And so it has a big red circle and it says Gifts of Hope in a big red circle. That is their little icon there. But don't worry, I'm going to put it in the comments.
We're all tagged in your post.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if they're on Joco Radio and they're listening, she tagged each of us. If you want to message Kevin or Faith or myself, that's fine too.
Yes, Julie. So you can look for them on. You can look for Kevin Isaacs. You can look for Katy Hodges. You can look for Faith Conaway, and that's their personal Facebook pages, and you can message them there as well. So
and our link will be on there by the end of the week to sign up for gifts. And then we're asking for monetary donations to be turned in by the 15th.
Yep.
So that we can shop. And then the 18th will be the deadline for physical gifts, turning them in person to Pathway Church in Burleson. And then we will wrap that afternoon. And one day that week we'll deliver to the family.
And everything is at Pathway. So Pathway has been really kind, and they allow us to drop everything off to the connection point, which is their reception area in the lobby of the church. If you don't go to Pathway, there's a big desk there. You can just walk up to the desk. You can give them your donation. They will hold it for us. We usually pick up donations daily, so that we kind of have an idea of what we have and how we're moving through. Kevin likes to know what we have and how we're moving through the list. And then at that point, yes, you can go anytime Pathway's open. So if you go buy a gift card tomorrow and you say, I just want to give, $200 or $5 or
Mhm.
whatever your gift is. You can drop that off at the connection point at Pathway Church. And so Pathway, the church location is noted on our Facebook. It is also noted on our Sign Up Genius. So
And they can drop off a check or cash or gift card or a gas
Now
card
the
or
check
whatever.
has to be wrote
to Pathway
Did you-
Church.
did you tell them?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So write the check to Pathway Church,
Mhm.
and then in your memo put
Gifts,
Gifts
of
of
hope.
Gifts
hope.
of hope.
Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you guys for joining me this evening.
Thanks
Thank
for
you guys
having us,
for having
Tish.
us.
Yeah,
Tish.
absolutely.
This
What a
was so fun.
blessing. And I will put all of that information in the comments, so don't worry. All right, you guys have a great night. And next week, Monday night, we have a 2-hour special. So you guys join me back then. Have a good night.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godly, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
Accelerated Graphics and Signs, 101 East Renfro, in Burleson, Texas, can handle all of your graphic needs. Need banner or promotional products for your business? They got you covered. T-shirts and caps for your group. All you need to figure out is if you want them screen printed or embroidered. How about some slick graphics on that hot ride to make you stand out from the crowd? Accelerated Graphics and Signs can handle anything you throw at them. Located at 101 East Renfro Street, Suite C in Burleson, Texas, go in and see them. Call them at 817-991-0523 or reach them on the web at www.acceleratedgraphics.net. They are loud and proud and want to serve you. Accelerated Graphics.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor